EGM Network.
What if the part of your life you're trying to hide the most is actually the part that could set you free? What if the pain, the trauma, the story that you're not telling is the exact thing someone needs to hear in order to survive their own? Welcome to Lou Navarro, Whatever with Lou Navarro. I'm Lou Navarro, your host, and a realtor, community builder, and I'm someone deeply passionate about creating spaces where people can feel heard, can feel they belong, and empower, especially my Hispanic community and beyond. You can connect with me in my social media as Lou Navarro, the realtor. I also want to take the moment to remind all of you that vamos a tener el próximo encuentro de mujeres latinas el 13 de mayo. Como invitado especial tendremos al doctor Denny Malavé Huertas, ginecólogo, va a estar hablando de nosotras y nuestra salud. Así que si quieres participar, conéctate conmigo, llámame, mi número es 954-205-0700. And today we're gonna get somewhere real, okay? Because we're diving into something that affects all of us. Healing, vulnerability, and the power of sharing your story. And I got an incredible woman with us today, Jennifer Lee, founder of the Healing in Sharing. Jen has created a platform that helps people transform pain into purpose through storytelling, community, and faith-driven healing. Her work is rooted in one powerful idea. Your story is not something to hide. It's something that can heal. Jennifer, I'm really, really glad that you're here. We have been trying to get together for a few months now, but thank you so much for coming. Before we talk about what you have built, I want to meet you. I know who were you before life changed.
So I grew up in a small town in Michigan. So my roots are in nature, if you will.
Okay.
Have a career in retail. Absolutely love that. Was married and have two boys, both Marines.
Oh,
so yeah,
nice.
yeah, very excited. And I have a grandbaby now.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, it's amazing. Very exciting. So those are really important things that keep you rooted. Aside from that, if I had to describe myself, I would say that I am perfectly imperfect.
Oh, I love that. And I am perfect, mean I am perfect.
Yes.
Imperfect. So there's always a moment where life splits into before and after. What was that moment for you? And I don't want just the version, that people see online. I want the real version. What was the moment that looked like inside your body?
Yep. So I've had several of those, as probably most people have. And one, honestly, that I don't really talk about is divorce.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
Because yeah, and it actually, my ex-husband and I are still very good friends, so I'm
That's
thankful.
awesome.
I'm thankful for that. But looking back decades now, wow, the trajectory of my life. Let's say if the divorce didn't occur, I would not be sitting here with you today. I would not have this platform for other survivors. So I think everything in our life happens the way it is supposed to happen. It is our journey. I wouldn't change a thing. But yeah, that I think is a really big moment, like you said, that many can relate to.
Yeah. So sometimes when we're going through phases of our life, we don't realize and we question it. But at the end of the day, that really makes us who we are today. And that may be part of the purpose we have in life, right?
Yeah, and we think we have it all figured out,
Yeah,
don't we?
yeah. So, but you had a breaking point. You went through something most people can't even imagine, right? And I don't want to rush past that, but because sometimes we hear trauma, but we don't see with what that actually means. What did it take from you, the trauma that you went through?
So I've had several different traumas, and the first one was the armed robbery and abduction.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of things is I became a victim.
Yeah.
I became that character on Law and Order,
Oh.
that guest on Oprah.
Oh.
I became everything I never thought I would be, because that happens in the movies and on TV.
Of course.
But all of a sudden it happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Within that, my sense of safety was shattered. So fear was redefined in several different ways, just in that one instance.
Wow.
Yeah. So that, as far as the armed robbery and abduction, that definitely.
So you mentioned you lost your sense of safety.
Yes.
What about your identity or the trust on people or even in yourself?
Yep.
What happened there?
Okay, that's a great question. And I actually talk about that redefining my identity in my book.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it until afterwards. I was an accomplished store manager.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I lost my job. Basically, I could not go back to work. So having that accomplishment, that sense of purpose, that ability to help people was now gone. But I also was in a position where I couldn't really help myself. I was lost.
Mm-hmm.
Navigating fear. When you turn around and a gun is pointed at you, it shifts things. And I grew up around guns, so I really didn't have a fear of guns.
But no, the fact that somebody was pointing at you, right?
Yes. And I think even greater than that was the fact that there were 8 other people, including children.
Oh.
And I had what I can describe as an out-of-body experience where, talking about identity, I no longer was a mom, a daughter, a sister. I literally became the parent to these strangers.
Wow.
And I was going to do everything I could to make sure that they were safe, because if they weren't, I don't know.
Wow, that is, it's really deep, right?
It has layers for sure.
And here's the part that gets me. There are people listening right now, okay, who went through something different, but feel the same pain or the same way. They are broken in silence. So do you go through a season where you didn't talk about it at all?
Absolutely. Okay, so I love that you put broken silence.
Yes.
I never had actually thought of that before. That is beautiful. Thank you for putting it that way. It is something that I didn't talk about. I was drugged through the court system as the main go-to person. So that was another layer of trauma. It made the front cover of the local paper, but I did not talk about it. And it wasn't, so this was 2012, and it wasn't until 2021 when God called me to share that story that I shared it. Otherwise, I carried that alone. Nobody went to court with me. Nobody really knew and saw my face of what I was going through, because when we show up, we show up strong.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And you know, I know it's going to be a little bit redundant, but let's talk a little bit more about silence, because silence can feel safe, right?
Yes.
But it also can be heavy. So what do you think silence did to you?
I think it led me to believe that I was okay, that I could move forward and not be changed by this. I had a therapist who was basically like, you're not ready to go back to work and things like that. Silence manifests itself physically through illnesses and being sick. And I started to deal with anxiety. I couldn't sleep. So it definitely was affecting me that way as well. The one thing I found the trigger, and this was even years later, I had to explain to my current husband, is you can't call me from behind. I have my startle instinct is through the roof, and it's immediate anger followed by fear, followed by, okay, you're safe, Jen.
Oh my. So it's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process. So, and that's very powerful. That's very powerful because people think that staying quiet protects themselves, right? But sometimes is actually the thing that keeps them stuck. Do you know what changed from that silence to where you are now?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2021, when I actually started to talk about it, I didn't realize the freeing. I didn't realize that the more I talked about it, the more it just kind of rolled off my tongue. It became an experience to share and to help others versus that keeping me in that victim.
So I'm guessing that's the moment where you said, I can't carry this alone anymore.
Absolutely. I can't carry it alone anymore. And again, it was God prompting me to say, it's time to share.
It's
you
time
know,
to share.
Yes. And because you have a greater purpose, Jen.
Yeah.
But it's got to start with you.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. And again, I know it's redundant, but it's the powerful that, you look within yourself and God guiding you. We're going to take a little break and we'll be right back with Jen and the Healing and Sharing.
Tired of pool chores draining your weekend? Deja Blue Pool Service provides the expert skimming and chemical balancing you need for a crystal clear paradise. For Vera's most reliable professional care, Google Deja Blue Pool Service. Keep it clean, keep it blue.
Hi, I'm Ryan, owner of Treasure Coast Tree and Land Services. When it comes to your property, there's a difference between some guy with a chainsaw and a certified arborist. Don't take chances with your property. Make sure your tree company is certified, licensed, and insured. Call the professionals, Treasure Coast Tree and Land Services. If you're in the IRC, call Treasure Coast Trees.
At lunchtime, enjoy a southern home-cooked meal paired with the best sweet tea in town at Marsh Landing. You'll love our daily lunch specials like chicken and dumplings every Thursday, or one of our juicy half-pound burgers. Experience old Florida cuisine at Marsh Landing in Fellsmere.
The Blue Angels are back at the Vero Beach Air Show, presented by Piper Aircraft, Inc. Feel the power of the Blue Angels Saturday and Sunday. The Vero Beach Air Show, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. Tickets at VeroAirShow.com.
Welcome to 9 to 5, the musical, where the coffee's strong and the women are stronger. And their boss, Mr. Hart, well, he's a little high-strung, shall we say. Based on the smash hit movie 9 to 5, the musical is a hilarious story of female friendship and delightful revenge. Come meet the whole gang. 9 to 5 is now playing at the beautiful Riverside Theater in Vero Beach. Get your best tickets now at the box office or riversidetheater.com.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
And we're back. We're back with Jennifer Lee, the founder of Healing and Sharing, and we're having a really powerful conversation. And speaking of healing, healing isn't a straight line.
Correct.
It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and sometimes lonely, very lonely. What did your healing actually look like? And I don't want the highlight reel. I want the real process.
Mm-hmm. So you're so right that healing is not a straight line.
Nope.
And it is definitely not the same for everyone, right? So I had moments where I was on my knees looking up to God saying, really, how much more do you think I can take? Contemplating, do I really want to be here on this earth anymore? You know, between the fear, between the loneliness, and things like that. But obviously, I'm here today.
Yeah. Thanks God.
Yes. Once I realized that sharing it was a relief and finding my tribe. You have to find those people that are there to support you and lift you up.
Yes.
So that really started to become part of my healing, was finding the right people, finding my voice. Talk about fear, overcoming the fear of, what if I say it wrong? You know, what are people going to think? And being vulnerable, as you know, is so hard for fear of judgment.
Yeah.
It's huge.
We as a human being are always subject to that without any trauma. And then now if you have a trauma, it's even worse, right?
Right.
So what do you feel grounded you when you feel unstable? What do you think was, besides, I know that now you mention a lot about God and faith, and you know, when do you feel like there was something bigger than you that came into play to put you where you are now?
So ever since I was a little child, I would get messages. And then as I got older, I didn't really get the messages because your mind gets so full of other things. And then a few years ago, I started to get those messages again, kind of reassuring me, like, it's okay, Jen. And, you know, there's a journey coming up. I would hear you need to rest.
Okay.
And I knew, I was like, okay, something big is coming because I'm getting this message to rest. But the messages they're beautiful and they're deep, which is what you said. And it's all about surrendering. I believe in meditating. I believe in journaling.
Oh, nice.
I believe in being still and just listening.
Wow.
Stopping the social media, unplugging, no news.
Yes.
And allowing that mind to really hear what it's supposed to hear. And giving yourself permission to feel what it's supposed to feel.
Wow. That's, and we try, but we don't really do it
hard.
with intention, I think.
Yes.
And because I think, you know, people see a strength, but they don't see what took you, or what fight took you to get there. You know, when you are going through this process of healing, I believe that, you know, everybody, like in your case, you know, when they come to you, I'm guessing they say, oh, she's so strong, but they don't see what it took you to get where you are, right?
Yeah.
So from that pain to purpose, now you have created the healing and sharing. What stands out for me is you didn't just heal. You opened the door for others to heal too. Why was that important to you?
I didn't know it was until until literally God was like, hey, this is what you're gonna do. And podcast came into it. I didn't listen to podcasts. I couldn't tell you where to find a podcast, let alone start one. And I had no idea the power of community and the power of voice. I had no idea about being present in your community. And being a podcast, as you know, is global. I would start to reach out to people nationally until 6 months in, I got the message, like, Jen, they need you in your backyard.
Yeah, they need you here.
Yes. And I was like, okay. And so, like I said, I started to get out in my community, and you and I have met through community, and here we are.
Yeah, it's interesting. What do you think happens when someone finally says it out loud, like, you know, what they have been holding for years, and all of a sudden they open up? What do you think that happens to that person?
Okay, great question. I would like to encourage people first is, if you're not ready to share that voice, to please write it down.
Okay.
You have to get it out of you one way or another. Write it first. And then when you find your voice, if that becomes part of your healing process, I've personally witnessed that
I was going to ask you that question.
Yes.
Have you personally witnessed in real time somebody changing just by being heard?
Yes. The relief, that breath, that, oh my gosh, Jen, thank you so much. At the end of every episode, I'm like, how do you feel?
Freedom.
The freedom, yes. Yes.
Wow. It's just a lot to take in, but we live in such a fast-paced environment that we don't realize how important it's just to quiet ourselves.
Right. But we also live in a society where social media, everything is perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, totally, yeah.
Yeah. The filters that you don't know if people are having marital problems or they've been through their own trauma. So the authenticity is even so much more important.
All right.
And sought out.
Yeah, good. Okay, let's shift it.
Okay, let's shift.
Now I'm gonna ask you a quick question, rapid fire. Okay. The first thing that comes to your mind.
I'll try.
Something you are still healing from.
Childhood trauma.
Okay. A moment that you felt proud of yourself, but you didn't say it out loud.
I think the hearing from people, Jen, you're making a difference. Like, yeah, I'm just showing up.
Okay. What would your younger self not believe about your life today?
Yeah. My younger self is, it wasn't your fault, Jen.
Oh, okay. Who do you do this for?
Everyone has trauma. It's niched down to women, but everyone has trauma.
A word that represents freedom for you.
Free-spirited.
Oh, nice.
I love that word.
And this is quick. Finish the sentence. Healings begin when?
Healing begins when you share your voice.
When you share your voice. Well, thank you so much. So we're about to close, and I want to end this with something real. Okay. No filters, no perfect words, just truth.
Okay.
Because for that person that is listening right now, who feels broken, who feels ashamed, who feels like their story doesn't matter, or their story is too much, what do you want them to hear?
Number one is you are not alone. Number two, you are stronger than you think. And number three is you find that strength. You will find that you can go where there is no path and leave a trail for others.
Wow. I just had to take it. I just had to take a second, all right?
Yes, there is a path. There is a path for you, and there is a trail that you can leave behind to help others.
Your legacy. Well, Jen, again, this is really, really powerful. And thank you for creating spaces where people feel safe and safe enough to feel real, okay? Yes. And this conversation, this was a reminder that healing isn't about forgetting. It's about feeling, facing the fact that, right, and finally freeing yourself, that relief, right? And maybe the most powerful thing that you can do is stop hiding.
Yeah.
Stop hiding. And you that are listening right now, you don't have to carry it alone.
Right.
And your story really, don't see it as something that weakens you, or just actually to something that it will free you, right?
Yeah.
It's your way out. So for everyone listening, if this episode spoke to you, make sure that you share with somebody that may need it to hear too.
Yes,
and this is Whatever with Lou Navarro. And remember, your story matters. Your story matters. And recuerda, yo hablo tu idioma. Hasta el próximo episodio, to next episode. Ciao, ciao.